Coming up, so many different ways to attach temporary dreadlocks to pre-existing permanent dreadlocks. My name is Liz Kidder, and I'm a dreadlock artist. Hey guys, welcome back. So today is going to be more about how to install synthetic temporary dreadlocks. Last week I showed you how to install them onto loose hair by braiding them in all different ways. So this week I'm going to show you how to install them on top of dreadlocks. Why would you want to do that, you may ask? So I have dreadlocks, maybe I want a pop of color. Easy way to add color and fun to your hair without committing or chemically damaging your hair. Maybe you just want more fullness, so more dreadlocks on your head, more volume. Volume's always good. Or even a texture change. Sometimes the synthetic dreadlocks or woolies, especially those squiggly woolies, have a different texture than your hair. So yeah, all that fun stuff. So I'm going to show you 3 different ways to put them in, with no elastic, with an elastic, and with string. And then once again, I'm showing you on both single-ended with the little loop on the top and double-ended, which is the folded over ones with 2 ends. Let's jump into it. First of all, let's install these onto her real dreadlocks, not the synthetics that we put in last week. So I'm just gonna clip these up and out of the way for now. Okay, so first things first, no elastic. So this is if you really just want to wear them like for the day, you want to be able to take them in and out very easily. For the single-ended ones, we've got our loop on the top. Now the easiest way to do this is to take the tail and feed it through the loop, creating a new loop, a bigger loop, that is like a sliding loop that will cinch. And then we just slip that over a dreadlock and pull it tight. Easy peasy. The downside to this is they can like sort of loosen and slip off. So that's why this is a very temporary thing, kind of just for the day, or if you're gonna wear them multi-days, then you would want to just like make sure that they're up at your scalp and tight every morning. Now, if your synthetic dreadlock, like say you bought them online and they came pre-decorated with a bunch of decorations and bulky stuff, you may not be able to take the tail and pull it through because it's got too much stuff to do that. So the other way to do this, which is what I show people if you're buying one of my hair wraps that usually has a bunch of bulky stuff on it, is to come through the loop like that and grab the body of the dread, grab the body of the dread and pull it up through. So it's doing the same thing, but instead of dragging the whole thing through by the tail, you're just pulling the top through. So yeah, exact same process after that, cinching the root. And now let's do a double-ended with no elastic. So same thing, if you were just gonna take these in and out often, we're gonna take the, oh shoot, hang on, I need a latch hook. Okay, this is a latch hook, a bigger hook with the little latch on it. Oh my god. Captain Obvious. You could maybe get away without this, especially if your roots are looser and not like freshly maintained. But if they're tight and new dreadlocks or freshly maintained roots, you're gonna want a latch hook probably. So we're going to take the latch, come through the root, hook the end, and then pull it back through. And then we're just gonna find that like soft spot where it's folded and just let it rest there. These actually stay in pretty good like this. Like you don't really have to worry about them falling out, but they could. If you're wearing them for a while, definitely slide to one side or the other. So there we go. Now let's attach the next couple with an elastic. So this is what I like to do on myself. It's easy to do on yourself. It's easy to take them off yourself-ish. If you want to take them out like when you wash your hair, not that you have to, but if you want to take them off once in a while, but mostly you want to wear them multi-day stretches, I feel like elastics are the best choice. That's what I use for my little volume pieces. So the way I like to do it with an elastic, and I don't know that this is what everybody does, but is just take the loop and pull the dreadlock through it. So now usually on synthetics, the loop is gonna be a little too big for the dreadlock. That's why there's like a need to attach these somehow, otherwise they would just fall off, right? So what I like to do is take the elastic and go around just the synthetic loop, not her dread. I'm going around the synthetic loop, making that loop smaller essentially and cinched to the dreadlock. And say this elastic is going around like 8 times. That last time, like once the elastic is kind of tight, I'm actually gonna go around her dread instead of the synthetic itself, just to get it so that it doesn't slide down. And now with the double-ended, we can do it the same way with the latch hook where we bring it through and then use an elastic just to secure it so it doesn't slide. Or if you don't want to pull it through with the latch hook, you can just do it like I'll still clip it like we did last week when we braided it in, and then I'll just use the elastic right at the folded part and right around both at the same time. Her dreadlock and the middle of the synthetic essentially. There we go, easy peasy. Another way to do a double-ended with the elastic is by folding it around the dread, and this is actually the way I do it with my double-ended that I have in. So going around the dread, like sandwiching it, and then taking the elastic and going around the 2 extension pieces, not your dread or her dread. And then make sure you slide it up to the top, and then you can pull the 2 extension ends apart, and that'll kind of like cinch it tighter. And then lastly, we are going to do the same thing as we did with the elastic, but we're going to do it with string. So this is nylon thread made by dreadlocks. And it comes in a bunch of different hair colors. So it's, I mean, not the bright colors, the fashion colors, but all natural shades of hair color. So it's nice because this is gonna be the most seamless, where it'll blend right in with your hair and you won't see it like how you see the elastic on those ones. So same thing, I've got my single ended. I'm just going to slide it up. And then I'm going to take the thread and I'm gonna go around the loop just to make the loop more smaller and like up against her dread. Now I'm doing what's called the slip knot. I'm not going to teach this in this video because this is really hard to like see. But long story short, it's a tight knot. You could just do whatever, you know, a couple rounds of double or triple knots and it would probably be fine. This is probably actually overkill. Anyway, so same as the elastic, I went around just the extension, and now I'm just gonna go one time, just one simple double knot around her dreadlock so that the extension doesn't slide down. There we go, as you can see, nice and seamless. And then same thing with the double-ended. It can be sandwiched around or just tied directly on. We'll do the sandwich way. Now the threads are nice, like I said, because they're very seamless. You don't see them and they're in there solid. You don't have to worry about, like with the little clear elastics, those are gonna break after a while just from wash and wear. These will stay in. The downside to these is if you put them on a client, the client cannot get them out themselves, so they will have to stay in until their next appointment. Some clients like this, some don't. That is for you guys to determine. Also, the thread is hard. At least the way I tie it in is very hard to do on yourself. I don't know that I could do this on myself. All right, we've got our tied ones. Nice and seamless. And then we've got the ones with nothing, and then we've got our elastic ones over here. So let's take down her other dreads from the top and see how that looks. See? Nice little pops of color. Let's take her partial, her loose hair down. She has got it all now. Real dreads, braid-in synthetics for more dreads, and looped on colorful dreads for bonus dreads and color. All right, so I think we're done here. Any questions? Do you guys, if you are a dreadlock artist, do you do it? Which way do you do it? On yourself, on your clients? I would love to know. Is there a way that I was not aware of? Okay, have a fantastic day. I will see you guys. Have a fantastic day. I will see you guys next week.